everyone, and welcome to TWF. Hi everyone, and welcome to, TWF, Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, with Jim Ross and with Wade Barrett. And today, on Collision or Hit, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown. Yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown, we got the new TWF Women Tag Team Fighters were casted when Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler won the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. Everybody likes to call them Team UFC, even though one was from UFC, the other was from BF. Well, you rate that, Tony. Jim Ross said, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are now three-time TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. And it's true. One was from UFC and the other one was from BF. But they both were they were fighters who shifted over to become wrestlers. And some did more good than others. I can tell you what Wade Barrett says. You had nothing to do with Ronda Rousey's run in WWE 28 between while to 2023 while, and you really had nothing to do with Shayna Baszler's run. No, I did not, Jim Ross said. Well, let me tell you something, Wade Barrett says. That's going to be hard for any woman for any of those tag teams out there that want to try to take down Ronda Rousey or Shayna Baszler, because they are both hard women to beat. Both have a skilled wrestling background, but both have a skilled fighting background as well. And both of them tend to take those two things together, Wade Barrett says. Well, here comes Avro Eggman now, and we want to know what he's going to do here today on Collision or Hit. You never know about him. I mean, he lost to Roman Reigns many times, so what's he going to do now, Tony Schiavone says. Well, first off, folks, you want to know something? I know there's a strap out there I can win, and I know that I will win this strap, and that would be the TWF. That would be the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. And I know whoever wins that, I know that I will, I know that I will win. So whoever that happens to be, well, just give it up. Just give it up to me. Because by now, you're not even going to know. You're not even going to know who it's for. You don't even know who it is nowadays. Well, here comes Shinsuke Nakamura coming to the ring now. Hot what? Hey, we call you Hiller Eggman, but no, that's just your nickname. And you think that you're going to be the TWF Allegheny Share fighter? Hey, we don't know who had it, right? But I know I won it at least 2 times in the past. And I know that if I beat you, I'll end up winning it again. Come on, Shinsuke Nakamura. You haven't done anything good in years. I mean, you coast on your old shit. Yes, everybody talks about your time as a 2-time WWE NXT heavyweight fighter when you won that 2 times. Folks like to talk about being a 2-time WWE Interland Body fighter or a 3-time WWE 4-1 Rights fighter, or how you thought you were the king of the WWE at one time. But let's be truly earnest about, let's be truly earnest about that. There isn't any way you're going to beat me. Well, if I get a fight keeper in the ring, I'll show you why all the things I did on NXT Raw and SmackDown still need. And as we do know, since we don't know who the TWF, we forget who the TWF Allegheny Share Fighter was. Now, we're going to put this on stake now. This match is for the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. First, he is from Dawnland, Shinsuke Nakamura, and he is Avro Eggman. Well, you gotta watch this, Wade Barrett says. Avro Eggman just took down Shinsuke Nakamura, Tony Schiavone says, who some folks like to call him the King of Strongway. And why do they call it Strongway? Well, Jim Ross, you know more about that than I do. Well, Tony, what I do know about Strongway is that it's a high hit and strike kind of skilled wrestling that every skilled wrestling business in Dawnland and even some other businesses do. Mostly NJPW and AJPW. You know? And PWN as well. Shinsuke Nakamura just took down Avro Eggman, Tony Schiavone says. Thank you, Jim Ross, for telling me about Strongway. Wade Barrett says, I tell you what, Shinsuke Nakamura, if he even wins this, how long is he going to hold on to the strap? Down he goes. And I got to tell you something, Autolycus, Autolycus is completely doesn't fully know how to run anything. Why did someone even, and Avro Eggman just went out of the way, and Shinsuke Nakamura ran into that ring post, the ring steeple. What were you saying about how you think Autolycus doesn't know how to be the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering, Tony Schiavone says? That's what I was going to say, Wade Barrett says. He doesn't know how to do. He forgets who has what straps. That's why we end up crowning a new TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters. That's why we're crowning a new TWF Allegheny Share Fighter. And Dr. Avro Eggman just missed. Wade Barrett says, here comes, I guess you're right, Shinsuke Nakamura took him down. The Hill Sasuke, whatever the name of that hold is called. Tony Schiavone said, yeah, Jim Ross says, Autolycus he is making mistakes. But he's doing the good that he can do to keep the TWF brand together. I don't know what Astronema was thinking when she named Autolycus as the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering. That was a big mistake. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner and the new TWF Allegheny Share Fighter, Shinsuke Nakamura. And guess what? Tony Schiavone says Shinsuke Nakamura is now the new TWF Allegheny Share Fighter. But he is really now a 3-time TWF Allegheny Share Fighter, Tony Schiavone says. Good for Shinsuke Nakamura, Jim Ross says. It is true he was a 2-time TWF Allegheny Share Fighter in the past, and now he's won that again for the 3-whiff time. So good for Shinsuke Nakamura. I'll tell you right now, Wade Barrett says, I truly feel sad for Avro Eggman, because I truly believed he should be the one being the TWF Allegheny Share Fighter and not Shinsuke Nakamura. Not that I have nothing against him, I just think he can't pull it off. Well, alright, Tony Schiavone says, we're going to take it away now to someone who can pull a lot of things off. You know, take it away, Gene Okerlund. Alright, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, I'm going to be talking with the new 3-time TWF Allegheny Share Fighter, the King of Strongway, Shinsuke Nakamura. Alright, Shinsuke Nakamura. We know that now you're now a 3-time TWF Allegheny Share Fighter. You beat Avro Eggman here today on Collision or Hit. How are you going to make your free time as a TWF Allegheny Share Fighter work? Well, first, Gene Okerlund, I will tell you how I will make it work. I will be that bold K-Knight with a K. I will be the greatest TWF Allegheny Share Fighter that ever was. I will bring onlook in class. It is true, I did win this strap 2 times in the past, but now I have won it again. And if anyone wants to come into my overdome, they will know why I call myself the King of Strongway. Well, it's true, Sensei Nakamura, you have done many things both in TWF and in WWE, and a lot of folks do onlook you for what you've done in a ring. However, what do you feel about those folks that are coming after you? You mean about folks who want to take me up from my TWF Allegheny Share winnings? Let me tell you something, Gene Okerlund. I am open-minded to all of those dares. I am open-minded because I can beat all of them. And no need which doll they happen to have. If it's me with the red leg plaques or the white plaques, I will be the King of Strongway. Alright, that's my talk with Shinsuke Nakamura. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Shinsuke Nakamura here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got it for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, with Jim Ross and Wade Barrett. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Power or Might.